Please subscribe to my channel and do hit the bell icon. Hello to all dear students. Our today's topic is cardiac arrhythmias. But since this topic is very vast, so I have divided this topic into 3 modules. Module number 1. Here we'll be discussing about what exactly is a cardiac arrhythmia. In second module, we'll be discussing about the pathogenesis of cardiac arrhythmias, and in third module, we'll be discussing about the pharmacology of anti-arrhythmic agents. So let's get started with the first module, like what exactly is a cardiac arrhythmia. First of all, what do we mean by a rhythm? Rhythm means any activity that is occurring again and again repeatedly at a constant time interval. So that is rhythm. Next, what do you mean by arrhythm? Arrhythm might be the activity is occurring repeatedly but at a fluctuating time interval. So that is arrhythm. So cardiac arrhythmia means it is a problem with the rate or rhythm of your heartbeat. It means that your heart beats too quickly, too slowly, or with irregular pattern. Next, we shall check out first of all what exactly happens for a normal rhythm, and then we can correlate it with what exactly happens during an cardiac arrhythmia. So first of all, what is a normal heart rate? A normal heart rate means it should be in between 60 to 100 beats per minute. That is a normal heart rate. If the heart rate is less than 60 beats per minute, we call it as bradyarrhythmia, and if it goes more than 100 beats per minute, we call them as tachyarrhythmia. Next, from where cardiac impulses are generated? So suppose this is your septum, atria, right and left atrium. This is ventricles with right and left ventricle, SA node, AV node, bundle of his Purkinje fibers and the bundle cells. So it is from the SA node, which is a normal pacemaker for a normal automaticity, from which the impulses are generated and then sweeps throughout the atrium. Okay, so it is from the SA node from where the cardiac impulses are generated. Next question is, what is the normal route of impulse conduction? So we know from the SA node the impulses are generated and it will move to the entire atrium. Next, from the atrium the impulses should go to the AV node, from the AV node to the bundle system, that is the Purkinje system, and then to the entire ventricle. So this is the normal route of impulse conduction. Next question is, what is the normal velocity of impulse conduction? So the normal velocity is like impulses are conducted from, it is generated from SA node and then conducted to the atrium at a moderate velocity. From the atrium, the impulses are conducted to the AV node at a very slow velocity. Next, from the AV node, it is conducted to via Purkinje system to the entire ventricles at a very high velocity. Okay, so at the atrium the velocity is moderate, AV node velocity is very slow, and Purkinje system the velocity is very high. So we can say for maintaining a normal cardiac rhythm, it requires 2 important criteria, 2 important factors you can say. The first one is normal impulse generation and second one is normal impulse conduction. Next, the criteria required for maintaining a normal impulse generation are, first of all, it should be of sinus rhythm. Sinus rhythm means the impulse should be generated only and only from the sinus, that is your SA node. And the second criteria for normal impulse generation is the beats generated should be 60 to 100 beats per minute only, so that the normal impulses are generated. Next, the criteria required for maintaining a normal impulse conduction are, first of all, it should follow a normal conduction pathway, that is SA node to atrium, atrium to AV node and AV node to the Purkinje system and then to the entire ventricle. This is the normal conduction pathway. The second criteria is it should follow a normal conduction velocity. Means in the AV node the impulses should be conducted at a very moderate velocity. Next, the impulses should be passing through the AV node at a very low velocity, and it should be conducting to the ventricles at a very high velocity. So this is a requirement for maintaining a normal cardiac rhythm. If due to any reason impulse generation or impulse conduction are not following these rules, then we can say it can be a cardiac arrhythmia. Now we'll check out little bit about this sinus rhythm. Now suppose this is your myocardium and we know it is from the SA node the impulses are generated. But sometimes what happens, suppose this is a piece of the myocardium that got irritated, and because of this irritation it is producing ectopic rhythm and it starts producing ectopic rhythm. Okay, no doubt this ectopic rhythm generated may be at the rate of 95 beats per minute and it may be following a normal conduction pathway with a normal conduction velocity. But since the origin is not sinus rhythm, so this condition can be designated as cardiac arrhythmia because the rhythms are generated from the ectopic cell, not from the SA node. Next, we'll check out a little bit about what happens when there is a fluctuation in the beats generated per minute. So, now suppose the impulses are generated from the SA node only, but the heart rate is more than 100. You can say the heart rate is nearly 100 to 150 beats per minute. So, this is known as simple tachyarrhythmia. Next, suppose these impulse generated are 150 to 250 beats per minute, and this arrhythmias, this fluctuation or increase in the heart rate, it may appear and then it may disappear. So this condition is known as paroxysmal tachyarrhythmia. Now suppose impulse generated are 250 to 350 beats per minute. This is known as flutters. And if the beats generated per minute is more than 350 beats per minute, then this is known as. Suppose this tachyarrhythmia is occurring only in the atrial part, so we call them as atrial tachyarrhythmia. Like only in the atria the rate is 250 to 350 beats per minute, then we call them as atrial flutters. If only in the atria the rate is more than 350 beats per minute, then we call them as atrial fibrillation. Similarly, if increased rate is seen only in ventricle, then we'll call them as ventricular tachyarrhythmias. Similarly, only in the ventricles, if the rate is found to be more than 250 beats per minute, then we call them as ventricular flutters. And if more than 350 beats per minute only in the ventricles, then we call this as ventricular fibrillations. Similarly, if the beats generated per minute is less than 60 beats per minute, then we call them as bradyarrhythmias. Now we know that conduction via the AV node is very slow, like about 0.1 seconds. But sometimes the velocity becomes pathologically slow, like only 0.2 second. Okay, it will take as such, normally it takes 0.1 second of time for conduction of impulses via the AV node. But suppose AV node is becoming pathologically slow, that instead of 0.1 second, it is taking 0.2 second of time to pass through the AV node. So this condition is known as nodal bradycardia, or you can say junctional bradycardia, or heart blocks, or nodal blocks, or junctional blocks. All means one and the same. There is a blockage, there is a bradycardia generated because of slowing of the AV node functions. Next, we'll talk about some abnormalities occurring in the normal conduction pathway. Now we know it is from the SA node the impulses are generated. But there appears to be an abnormal structure known as bundle of Kent. Bundle of Kent is an abnormal extra or accessory conduction pathway between the atria and the ventricle. We know that AV node is the thing that connects atria and ventricles, but this bundle of Kent is an abnormal part which is connecting atria to the ventricle. So as such, the normal conduction pathway is like from the SA node, the impulses are conducted to the atria and then to the AV node, then to the Purkinje system and lastly to the ventricles. This is the normal conduction pathway. But this bundle of Kent is forming an abnormal pathway which leads to cardiac arrhythmias. Next we'll check out a little bit about what happens when the normal conduction velocity, sometimes it is also been disturbed. So we know that SA node fires and the impulses are moved to the atrium at a moderate speed which is of about 1 meter per second. Next, from the atria, the impulses are conducted to the AV node at a speed of 0.05 meters per second, which is very slow. And next, from the AV node to the Purkinje system that spreads to the entire ventricle, which should be at the speed of 4 to 5 meters per second. That is a very high velocity. And any deviation from this may lead to cardiac arrhythmias. So this is all about what exactly happens in a cardiac arrhythmia. In my next video, we will be checking out regarding the pathogenesis of cardiac arrhythmia. I hope you people found this video helpful and thank you for watching.